Hey there, Chadi Bazzi here, and welcome to another episode of the Top Listing Agent Show. Today we have an amazing guest, a guest that I was exposed to on the internet, just like yourselves. You learn about people on the internet. He was a returning guest on the Red X podcast, which is another great podcast. I listened to his interview and I was totally blown away by his story. And I was like, I know some of our audience is probably not subscribed to the other podcast. I wanted to bring him on to share his story, to inspire you and share with you how fast one can go out there in any marketplace and make a lot of noise and generate a lot of business. Guy's only been in the business for 3 years, and he is, taking listings like clockwork. And it's like mind-boggling to me because it's everything that we've been talking about on the podcast, my YouTube channel, and everywhere else that I give you free information. And with the free information that you are receiving, just like free information you're receiving today, that alone can change the whole trajectory of your business moving on here forward. And I want Guy to talk a little bit about that, on how he got his training early on when he got involved in the business. So he inspired me. In return, I want him to inspire you today. So with that said, Mr. Guy Migues, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Happy to be here.
Awesome, brother.
Nice introduction too.
So, Guy, let's begin by you telling us, who are you? Where in the country are you? What did you do before you got involved in real estate, and how did you, become among us in real estate? Like, why, man? Why did you get into real estate? No, I'm messing with you.
Well, like most people, I got into real estate because it was a last resort, ran out of options. So here I came to real estate. And so the introduction is always the hardest part for me when I do these things. So I'm from.
It's easy. It's easy. My name is Guy. I'm awesome, and let me tell you why.
Appreciate that, man. I try to be humble. So, but yeah, man. I'm a real estate agent here in Lafayette, Louisiana. It's a big city just south of New York, quite a bit. Sure you've never heard of it. And yeah, I'm a prospector, man. And then you asked me what I did before real estate. I was actually, just like everybody else in this area, I was in the oil field. I was actually a CNC machinist. And what really, all jokes aside, what really got me into real estate was desperation. Going towards the end of 2018, there was a 6-month stretch where every Friday I went into work, hit that clock. Like, there's no way they're letting me clock out today without firing me at lunch, because I had nothing to do. There was nothing going on. All field crashed. It was just real bad, man, real unstable. So about the end of 2018, started talking to my wife, and we're like, hey, we need to do something different because I feel like the S is in the fan, if you know what I mean. I don't feel like they're bringing me back at the new year. So I found real estate. I was like, hey, I think I could sell stuff for sure. People like me. You figure there's 1,000 people. I get 2 people to like me for sure. So started kind of looking into real estate right around Christmas 2018. But there was a huge problem. In Louisiana, you have to have a high school diploma or a GED in order to practice real estate, in order to even take the test. I was a high school dropout. After 10th grade, I figured I've known enough, and we're gonna wrap it up. I was wrong. So I think this moment, I'm so happy I quit high school, because this set me up. That few month period between getting my GED and going to real estate school, that's what made me able to practice. And I didn't have any real estate friends, which was awesome too. I found guys like you, guys like what's his name?
Kevin Ward.
Yeah, who's that? Kevin
Ward.
Yeah. Kevin Ward, Brian Casella, a lot of people. And I started just learning for sale by owners and stuff like that. So printed the scripts, got everything ready. The whole time I'm going through my GED coursework, I'm studying to be a real estate agent. But by May, I had my GED. I started taking my real estate classes. By August, I got my license. August 20th, I believe. And I was so prepared by the free stuff that I got from y'all because I was broke. I did not have any money. I didn't have money for leads. I didn't have money for coaching. All I had was a cell phone. That's it. We had to make it work. Before I had my business cards, I had 2 listings. I guarantee you, the first 2 listings did not know they were my first 2 because of how polished and how ready I was for that opportunity. Thanks to people like you, people like Kevin Ward, Brian Casella, I was ready for that opportunity. First year, I did about $5 million in production. I've never cut a single percent of commission. I've never listed a property under 6%. 95% of my business is sellers, and 95% of that is for sale by owners. 2, did a little more, about $6 million in production, same song and dance. And now here we are a month or so into year 3, talking to you. Baby, we did
it. We did it. You know, what I love about this story is, you know, number one, it's a huge evidence, you know, to the person that has a lot of doubt as to whether they can make it. And, you know, they could take a look at someone like you, and it's like, you know, the guy, I mean, what's his background? He's a high school dropout. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it in a negative, demeaning way. I'm a college dropout, okay? So I'm just, you know, I got 2 years on me. But it's like went from college dropout to becoming a top producer in a very short period of time. And then, you know, taking 2 listings before the ink dried on the freaking damn business card, okay? And then the first 2 people that you listed had no idea that they were your first 2 customers. And we have people who've been in the business for 2, 3, 4, 5 years who are looking at other people in the marketplace who've been in the business for 10, 15, 20 years, who are mega producers, and saying, I'm not like them. I can't compete with them. What if people know that I haven't done a lot of deals? What if people know that I am still new in the business? And they're so caught up in their head. So my question to you is, you know, going into it, that first day of prospecting and stuff, did you go into it with extreme excitement that you're going to freaking damn knock it out the park? Or did you go into it with any kind of hesitancy and doubt and fear? Where were you?
Great question. Great question. And I can honestly say with 100% certainty, I've never seen anything more clearly than I did those first few calls, because I had no doubt. I didn't realize that for sale by owners, scary monsters, and that prospecting doesn't work. No one told me that. All I had was positive reinforcement from folks like you and other folks that I've named. And my broker also told me to go out and get deals. So that's what I went to do. I asked him what to do. He says, go get deals. I want to get some deals. I'll tell you how to do them. Just go get them. I had no doubt. And like you said, I'm not looking at the top producer in our area on a pedestal or anything like that. I want to freaking compete. Happy for them. I pray for them. I hope I hope they have a fantastic life. If no one's going to take these for owners, I will. And I want to compete. And that goes back to a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu since I was 17 years old. And freaking compete. Let's get out there and make it happen, because there's no other options. Compete or your family's going to be hungry. Pick.
Okay. So look, I'm loving the mindset. So basically it's all mindset. In your mind is like, okay, well, you know, my broker said just go get the deals, and I guess there's deals over there. So let me just go there and get them. Yeah. So my question now is, how long did it take you to get the first listing from the moment that you picked up the phone?
I remember that call vividly. This guy was one of the first things he told me was, hey, I'm not talking to any real estate agents. So I remember him, very lovely guy. That listing expired too, by the way. I didn't price it right. Don't tell anyone. That's the only one. But anyway.
We're not going to tell anyone, okay?
Don't tell anybody. It's just me and you talking, right?
20,000 downloads a month on the podcast. We're not going to tell anyone.
Yeah. Hey, if nothing else, I'm going to be honest with you. But no, it wasn't long, man. It was one call. I didn't even have a follow-up call with him. I got him the first call. I did my listing appointment. Actually, maybe a week from the call to my listing appointment. And to be honest with you, again, don't tell anyone. Before I had my license, I would call for sale by owner, just talk to them. I wouldn't tell them I'm an agent. I wouldn't be an agent, nothing like that. I would just call them and talk to them. Just have a conversation. They're just people. You know, my neighbor, Mr. Tom, he's a nice guy, but for some reason, he puts a for sale by owner sign in his front yard. He becomes a monster. He's not. He's just a Tom with a sign. Talk to him. I had the confidence that I was prepared. I had confidence in my preparation because I had 6 months of work before I was able to practice. You know, so it wasn't long. I mean, I was on the phone day one. Day one, hey, my broker called me, hey, you got your license. Everything went through. Next day, I started making calls.
Love it. Love it. So what percentage of your business would you say is coming from for sale by owners right now?
Right this second, the last, few months, 100%.
100%.
100% of my listings are for sale by owners.
So basically, you've already accepted the fact specifically for you that that's like, now that's your niche, that's where you shine, that's what you're good at. And I know there's people that are watching this video or listening to this that will look at it for sale by, because I talk to people all the time, Guy, and I kid you not, they'd be like, well, the market is hot. These people are selling themselves. Well, what do you say to that?
I'll say this. I'll say, Mr. For by owner, I have no doubt you can sell your house. No doubt. I have no doubt you can find a buyer. What I'm curious about is if you'll find the best buyer. I'm curious about if you'll find the buyers that I find. Because is it more important you sell it yourself and you find your buyer, that's all great? Or is it more important that you get the best deal with the best terms from the best buyer, you're protected legally, and the thing goes smoothly? Because just finding a buyer is just step one. The hard part of real estate is contract close. Finding buyers are easy. Finding the best, that's another thing. But you could sell it. Yeah, you're right. You could absolutely sell on your own, for sure. That doesn't mean I shouldn't offer my help. I do for a living. You own the product that I sell for a living, right? Let's talk. This is what I do professionally, dude. You're a mechanic. I can't fix nothing. Bet you I can out in these houses. And I'll tell them just like that. Be honest with them.
So what I'm hearing in your response is that I can clearly tell right away that number one, you definitely don't sound scripted at all, and you definitely sound like you're just having a conversation, and you're doing it in a way to where you're not making the person on the other end of the line wrong for anything. You're just bringing to his awareness is like, hey, I love the fact that you've already figured out how to do this one way. Are you open to another way that could potentially put more money in your pocket, etc.? So we talked a little bit about. I mean, we didn't really dive deep into it, but I'm going to in a second. Sounds to me like you are a very driven, hungry guy. Okay, you're very driven. You're very hungry. You're very motivated. Were you always like this, or did you do something to become like this?
No, I think so. Right now, I'm 32 years old. I done raised a little family. I mean, we did things the hard way. I think I developed just from bad times. I mean, there was times where we would do the checkbook on a Friday, and we had my wife. Hey, we had $4.97. I remember that vividly. It's a Friday. I just got paid. The opportunity of working for myself. I do most of my work in my pajamas in my home office. It's fantastic. Okay. I think that opportunity that God has given me, man, it can't be wasted. It can't be wasted. And you're working for yourself, if nothing else. And at the end of the day, whenever I walk through the door, there's only one person to blame if I don't get business, and that's me. Okay. Whenever I have to look in my wife's eyes, after a quote unquote hard day of work where I did nothing, because in real estate, you're not prospecting, you're not lead generating, you're not working today. Okay. Being at the office does not count as work. You're not an hourly employee. I think the drive comes from me not wanting to be embarrassed and be less of a man to my family because I didn't do my work today. Whenever, one, God's given me some gifts to be good at it. And two, they got people out there for me to help. I need to use it. I need to need to try to dig this thing out and make it work. If not, it's back to pushing the clock.
What I'm loving about this is the neuro association, something that we talk a lot about in NLP and psychology, is like, what is the association between the activity, okay, and my mind? What is the story really? Mm-hmm. And for you, where you connected, the thing is like, I'm not an hourly employee. Going to the office does not count as work. Okay? I got to go out there and get the business. Otherwise, I'm going to come back home and feel like I failed my family. And there's no way that I am going to do that. See, that's the association. I'm going to create something and I'm not coming back without it. Okay. So now, there are days that Guy goes out there to create that which he is wanting for his family and still comes back home without it, because not every day is a winning day, is it?
No, absolutely not. It's not the sexy sizzle reel of these internet prospectors. Okay, it's an everyday grind. I think 3 hours, 3 times a week is the minimum to have any type of success. Because look, man, I could get on today, feel hot, listing appointment, real appointments. Not this, hey, I have a buyer, can I come visit? No, real listing appointments. Then there's other days where my tongue feels like it's about that thick. I can't get words out. The person doesn't have a conversation with me and I get smoked. But that's okay. That's okay. I am building my business, because unless they curse me out, which never happens, they're now in the folder to follow up with. And the money's in the follow-up. The quick appointments are fantastic. I love those days. But as long as I'm putting forth the effort, I'm talking to people about my business, because I do not buy leads, successful. Because I know that so many yeses equals that amount of thousands of dollars, X amount of people that I get to help, get the privilege of helping these people sell a crazy asset, something super important to them, their home. So I'm not worried about the results so much. I'm more worried about the effort. As long as I put forth the effort, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, I love the way that you think, because that's one thing that I talk a lot about is, I tell everybody, stop measuring your success by the results that you produce in one day. Measure your success by the effort that you put in, because if you went to work and you had the right mindset and you made your calls and you did your job and you gave it your best, and yet you didn't create a result, that is a winning day. And the more days that you put in like this, the more days you'll have where a call will come out of the blue and say, hey, we talked a couple of weeks ago, can you come list me, kind of thing,
Absolutely.
So that's the thing. All right, we're gonna go somewhere that I usually don't go too deep into on the podcast, but we're gonna do that today. Can we do a for sale by owner role play?
Absolutely.
All right, so I am gonna be the for sale by owner.
Cool. So my super conversation based, and something that's important. I'm never trying to make a no a yes. I'm trying to make a maybe a yes, and I'm trying to make a no like me. So yeah. And you can't look at people like ATM. Build the relationship. I don't know how it goes. Make sure they like you at the end of the call. So ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Chazzy? Mr. Chadi, how are you?
Good.
Good, man. Hey, this is Guy with Dream Home Realty today.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm definitely looking forward to some cold fronts and some gumbo weather, man. I'll tell you that much. It's been hot.
Yeah, it's been hot. So Guy, you said you're a real estate agent?
Yes, sir. I sure am, man. Hey, I was actually just giving you a call real quick. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I saw your house over on 123 Easy Street is for sale. That's still available?
It is still available. Yeah. You got a buyer?
And no, I sure don't, man. I don't really look for no, wait. No, man, I sure don't have a buyer. Just call some information about the property. Do you have a couple minutes to tell me about it?
Well, all the information's on Zillow.
Sure, man. And you and I both know that Zillow is notorious for being wrong. So if it's okay, I'll just confirm some of the facts. That's cool?
Cool.
Good deal. Hey, so it looks like it's 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,600 square foot. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And man, I'm only seeing about pictures. Is there anything that I could be missing?
I mean, I don't know, but we're doing an open house this weekend if you want to come by and take a look at it.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
We're doing Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4.
Okay, cool, man. Sounds good. If I'm on the internet, definitely stop by. Hey, look, it looks like a great house. Tell me about the condition. I really tell the condition over the picture. Scale of 1 to 10. How do you see it? 10 being like brand new.
It's probably about a 9, Guy. We put a lot of heart and a lot of love into the home.
Awesome, man. A lot of heart, a lot of love, huh?
Yep.
Gotcha. Hey, so it sounds like an amazing place, and it sounds like you guys love the house. Why are you guys selling it?
We are moving to we're moving out of state to be closer to family.
I don't say be closer to where about?
We're going to Detroit.
Detroit. Nice, man. Cool. So you guys are moving out there to be a little closer to family.
Yep.
Yep. Good deal. You guys looking to get out to Detroit?
We'd like to be there by Christmas.
By Christmas. That's exciting. Christmas with the family. That's awesome, man. Hey, look, I see the price here at $200,000. How'd you guys come up with that?
Oh, well, our neighbor sold for $195, and we have a bigger yard than him, so we figured the yard is worth an extra $5,000.
You guys got a bigger yard. That makes sense. Cool. Well, let me ask you, Mr. I understand you guys wanting to be out there by Christmas to be a little closer to family by the holidays. Why'd y'all decide to put this thing on your own?
Oh, well, save the commission. I mean, obviously I'm leaving my work here. I'm going to have to find new work over there. So I got to make the money go as far as I possibly can until, I secure a new job over there. So I figured, I'd save myself, anywhere between $6,000 to $12,000 in commissions. That's a lot of money for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. So you're just trying to save money in commission, make as much as possible. That makes sense to me. Well, look, man, I hope that happens for you. I really hope you sell it on your own. If the time does come and it doesn't sell, and you guys start interviewing some agents, what might you expect out of the agent that works for you?
We just want someone that's got good marketing.
Good marketing. Okay, cool. Well, man, if you're like most of my clients, you'll look for someone with a proven track record. Someone that cares about helping families get their home sold. Someone that'll put your best interest first. Communicate on a regular basis, market the mess out of your property, and above all else, actually get it sold for the most money possible in the best time possible. Does that sound about right?
That sounds right.
Awesome, man. Well, look, let me ask you, if I could help you get your property sold, get you out to Detroit, be closer to the family, spend the holidays with them, and still net you what you need to net in your pocket at the end of the day, would you consider interviewing me now?
Well, if you can do that, yeah, why not?
Why not? Awesome. Would tomorrow at 2 be good, or would maybe Friday morning be better?
Friday morning would be better.
Let's do Friday morning, brother. Hey, look, I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to give you a call tomorrow just to confirm everything. It's very important that you answer. If you don't answer, I won't just show up to your house. I'm not a rude fella. So I'll give you a call tomorrow. We'll make sure that everything matches up, and I'll see you Friday.
You got it, brother. You got it. So look, I think what's clear to our audience that's watching and or listening to this, it's just a regular conversation. It's just a regular conversation with another human being that has a desire to achieve a goal. And you as the real estate agent is the bridge. Okay, you're the bridge. You're the person that bridges the gap from where I'm at right now and trying to figure this thing out to get my property sold to actually getting it sold and moving to Detroit. Now, every once in a while, you are going to get somebody who just flat out set in their own way, and nothing against you. They're not going to use you, and they're not going to use anyone else. And it's nothing to take personal. Respect them for at least having the courage to attempt to get their property sold on their own, which we all know is a huge task, right? Absolutely. Yeah, right. No, I'm joking. Just having a little bit of fun. So, and I think that, for some of us that find this to be a very difficult task. It's really more difficult in our mind than it is in the real world. Okay.
Yeah.
So now the question is, how do you equip yourself with the right mindset that is going to support you to get out of bed every single morning and have this be something that you look forward to, not run away from? Okay. And there's obviously two ways to do that. One is, yeah, you got to do the mindset work, whether that be journaling, affirmations, reading books, listening to positive audio programs, consuming the heck out of this podcast, being like Guy all over YouTube for 6 months, listening to, myself and other people. Okay. And then you got to work on the skill set of like, hey, what do I say? When do I say it? And how do I say it? Okay. So, Guy, how much time do you spend a day just working on your scripting, objection handling, listing presentation, appointment setting skills?
Man, I do a lot of driving. So pretty much every time I'm in the truck, I'm thinking about it, thinking about the conversations that I'm going to have with the clients, because every sale is kind of the same. Okay. You have to build rapport. You have to ask questions, find out what they need. The best way to get someone to hear you is to ask questions and figure out where they are, show interest in them, and tell the truth at the end of the day. And then lastly, you have to close, of course. You can't close without building rapport, and you can't close without asking questions, because it's not real. It's not a real thing. So I focus every day on developing my skills in these conversations and actually listen rather than just listen to respond to people. And I try to make sure that I don't just treat this like a job. This is someone's home. This is important to them. And it's a lot of money. I've been flat when we're 200,000, we're talking about what, $6,000 or whatever. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for these people. Treat it with respect. Treat it with respect, the whole process. Do you have a buyer? No, sir, I don't. I kind of fumbled on that one. Do you have a buyer? No, I was just calling to get some information about your property. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And the more you focus on handling your objections, like you're scripting your listing appointment, the better set you'll be for the opportunity of getting an appointment. So long story short, hours a day. I remember at the beginning, we would be in bed, my wife, and I remember this one time she was like, who the heck are you talking to? I'm going over my listing presentation. And this guy's being a bit of a butthole. So it doesn't turn off me. Honestly, it doesn't turn off.
So obviously the hunger is there, and that drives you to practice. And the way I always like to put it, and it's a popular quote, and I don't remember who the quote is by, and it says, the more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. Okay, the more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. So what we always recommend is a good, 20, 30 minutes every single day. And I'll tell you right now, if you got more time, put in the time right now, because that's what's going to, shorten the time gap in, for you to get to the confidence that you need in order for you to do the things that you need to do in order for you to get the things that you want to get. Awesome, brother. Is there a question that you feel like I should have asked you today that I did not ask you?
No, man. Yeah, no, everything was real good. I liked it. Everything was perfect.
Fantastic. Is there, do you read? I'm a big reader, so I'm always asking for book recommendations for our audience. Are you a reader? Is there like one book that sticks out that you want to recommend to everybody?
Yeah. So there was a book that changed my life. I could kind of start seeing the switch from this book, genuinely. And it's old, it's dated, but How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book is worth, oh my goodness, it's worth so much, because it took me out of the evolution of a salesperson. Is kind of, you're really bad, then you become really scripted, then you become really good, and you start turning to where it doesn't sound scripted at all.
Yep.
And making that curve, if you could put in your head that you're only trying to help the person. And you want to help them. That's it. That's it.
All about them. So we're, with saying that, that means we're going to make 2 book recommendations today for the people that just love to consume books like crazy. So you're recommending How to Win Friends and Influence People by Stephen Covey. And the book that I'm going to recommend is called All About Them. And I forgot the author. Okay. But the book is called, I think it's Adam Grant. It's by Adam Grant, and it's called All About Them. So that's the 2 book recommendations. Guy, there's somebody out there that's totally inspired by you right now, and they're like, I want to get into this guy's world. I want to send them a referral if I ever got somebody going to that city that I've never heard of before.
Yeah, big city of Lafayette, man.
Yeah, city of Lafayette. I want to send them a referral. How can people connect with you, man? How can they get in touch with you?
Man, shoot, look me up on Facebook. That's probably the best way. Hey, I'm a good prospector. I'm not great at all the social media and stuff I'm really not. Look me up on Facebook. We could go from there.
Awesome. So we will go ahead and make sure that, we link up all of, Guy, all the ways that you can get in contact with Guy. And if you're driving or you're working out right now, listening to this, you can check it out later at tlashow.com or shadybazzi.tv. Either way, we'll get you to the episode and we'll get you the information. Do me a favor, guys. Okay. Connect with Guy. And just send him a little, thank you message. Thank you for, giving us his time today to share, his incredible story with us and, give you a little bit of hope, give you a little bit of, certainty about what your future can look like if you just, 1, get your mind right, 2, get your skill right, and just freaking damn get on the phones and just have conversations with people. And thank you very much, Guy. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man. Pleasure being here.
Awesome.